Alright, Vin Diesel out of here.
Okay.
Man, good game.
Hey, sir.
Is this schedule? So they were just talking about the schedule. So
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for the mirror
Let's
match.
hit up the schedule.
Esper Planeswalkers and Esper Planeswalkers.
Yeah, so we still have Tyler Awrey and Zahid. I think they're sitting down. I think they think they're ready to go.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out who wins in that.
Well, we'll have to have a little look, but we'll see if we get that pain train going with the Esper Planeswalkers versus Esper Planeswalkers
Yep.
and all
I'm
that
looking forward to
violence.
that one. It's gonna be a battle of the Titans.
With the increase in the rally, I'm anticipating some Tormount's Crypt sneaking into sideboards. Yeah, either that or what's that one of fun of instant that exiles everything if it enters?
Oh yeah, Hollowed.
Yeah, Hollowed Moonlight, something like that. I assume that'll find its way into a lot of Abzan sideboards.
There's also another tricky card that probably won't see as much play as Crypt or that card, but Agent of Erebos.
Yeah, Agent of Erebos.
Constellation trigger is exiling graveyard.
Yeah, in the Constellation deck's very, very strong. It doesn't require you to change too much as far as the theme goes. It kind of plays to the deck's strengths, and I would hate it. I would hate it a great deal.
Well, yeah, the thing with Crypt is that it's a one-shot effect, so it's devastating when it happens, but if you can get them to blow it early, and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game.
No, agreed.
I don't think it's necessarily game over, especially with Coco. You can end a turn Coco, get a bunch of creatures into play you don't really care about. Because like that last game, right, you had the rally in your hand still.
Yeah, both games I had Rally in my hand. I didn't have to use it to finish it up.
Yeah.
And that's what I say about the Rally deck. It kind of plays this really fair game of like value Magic until it doesn't. Then it's like, okay, you know what? A little out of control. Let's just rally and get this done, right?
That is correct.
So
I'm just going to cut down and see what game they're actually going to be setting up here. Let's see what we got here. We got...
Ace, no bot yet, but I want a bot.
So it looks like it is going to be Mo and Tyler playing.
Yeah. Tyler Awrey on the right side of your screen, Mo Zahid on the left.
Yep.
This is Sultai Control against yet another Abzan Rally list.
Let's see the deck list. We can find them on the pile. Oh, here it is right here.
And
So I'm going to give you the deck list that you're more familiar with.
Sure.
Abzan Rally.
Yeah, I love this list.
Well, I'm going to be taking over Mo and his Sultai.
That's
Control.
Salty Control.
Mo likes his Sultai. Different varieties, either whether it's whipping them or he's controlling them. He's doing something.
For sure. So for those of you who don't know, last league, season 1, I played a lot of Sultai Whip.
Mm-hmm.
And I credit all that to Mr. Mo Zahid. He was the original Sultai Whip player in our area. Kind of sat me down one day. We went over the
I
lines.
don't know if he was the original. I believe I took that mantle from him.
Yeah, you might have.
I was the original.
But then you gave up.
I hung up the
left.
the whip boots.
You left camp Whip a lot.
And Mo moved from Abzan over to Whip.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you moved to Abzan, right? You
Yeah. You kind of
stayed on Abzan for a long time?
Yeah. He was more control and I was more aggro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who do you think has this match? Abzan Rally versus the Sultai?
Well, it's kind of reminds me of the last match we saw, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. And so what
Looks
kind
like
of go
Mo's
through
on a mull to 6.
So why do you think you were able to win that match? Breaking it down to sort of like in basic.
I think there's a lot of value cards in that deck.
Mm-hmm.
And so control typically like 1-for-1s you to a certain extent.
Yeah.
On a lot of your cards, and the deck doesn't really allow you to get 1-for-1 a lot. If any piece resolves, then like if you look at Den Protector, then you're getting back, more Deathmist Raptors. If you put a Deathmist Raptor down, they counter it or put it in the grave. Eventually, you can get it back.
Yeah, because you also have the Grim Hair specs too.
Yeah, Grim
Hair
Hair-Specs gets you a lot of draws, right? Which allows you to keep card advantage, either parity or advantage on them. And then you have, anytime you have a deck that has haste creatures and or really solid effects that make them tap out on their end turn, which this deck has both.
Yeah.
So you get to Coco. If they counter the Coco, you get to untap and rally. Like it's...
Yeah, so you're attacking them from a lot of different angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of card advantage, like you said. There's a lot of ways. So yeah, I can definitely see it. So I don't think this necessarily changes being on Sultai because Mo still has what I can kind of consider dead cards and stuff like Kiora. Because you're having those nasty Mogus's Marauders coming out and giving anything haste. So they really don't give a crap about whether you've Kiored anything or not because most likely you'll be able to take it out in one swing.
Yeah, I agree. The problem cards in this matchup are definitely Ashiok. You have to deal with the Ashiok, or it can wreck your day. And then you see Den Protector in Mo's list, so he's trying to get some of that value off that that the Abzan Rally deck's doing, but the Abzan Rally deck's just doing it bigger, essentially.
Well, yeah, it's trying to kill you rather than trying to delay the game further. And, I mean, he just plays a lot of cards that he doesn't really care about. Like, even like the Languishes, he doesn't care about the Languish. He just rallies everything back if he needs to.
Yep.
It looks like Tyler just flashed the Mogus's Marauder in his hand. So this was the key turn. So this is the turn now. When turn 3, right, is when you can stop dropping all your spells in the Abzan Rally deck. I think he's played one of the more important ones usually if you're going to be rallying, because this is the one that gets the engine going and allows you to do things like a small sort of a value rally if you know you can put all your creatures back in the graveyard and they're going to be exiled.
No, I entirely agree. Like, there's so much of this deck that you just don't care. Like, you can 1-for-1 on trades on attacks, you can 1-for-1 on removal for your creatures, and it's like, it doesn't matter because eventually it's all going to come back, right?
Okay, so I'm looking at the list and trying to see if there's there's 3 dissolves. And it looks like beyond that he's looking at a lot of removal. So, which is a good thing for Tyler. That means a lot of his cards are going to resolve. His rallies are going to resolve. His Cocos are going to resolve.
Yeah.
So a lot of the spells that are going to create card advantage are going to resolve. So even if Mo has something to clean them up, he's done a lot of damage.
Yeah, so Macajad asking, is Sidisi Whip still viable in Standard? I think it is, but Languish really hurts it a lot. You're talking about losing value on your Sidisi, Satyr Wayfinders, Carotid, Coursers, and you really only have Tassigers and your larger Sidisi to tutor, and then your Soul, even your Hornet Queen is getting cleaned up by Languish, so it leaves you with a Tarka. So it's tough. Like, Languish really, really hurts that deck, and it doesn't have as many ways to rebuild unless you start looking at like some cards like Grim Haruspex or things like that that give you outs to those kind of board wipes.
So we saw here on on the end of Mo's turn, Tyler went for Coco. Had to dissolve, but now he's got his pants down.
Yeah.
And he just came with the Mogus. So it wasn't really a devastating turn in terms of he didn't do anything crazy with a combo or that. He just
you don't care.
Put more damage on the board. So now he's got Mo down to 10 after a fetch.
It's a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, he's got a 2-turn clock. And he really doesn't have anything that great in play. He can sacrifice it all if anything comes down like a Languish. And then he can untap and play another white source in Abzan Rally.
Yeah.
And just keep grinding it away. So looks like there's a Fleshbite Marauder in Tyler's hand. So Mo does play one of his value creatures. He can even clean them up.
Just clean it up and sack your mana guy, and then...
So in Mo's shoes, what do you think what's he trying to build towards? Is it Dugan? Is it Garrick?
The thing about the Abzan Rally deck is the Ugin isn't even that good against it.
No, well, you showed in your match with Trevor where you
played Ugin twice and...
You tapped out.
Yeah.
You tapped out to do it.
And you can just get punished by Ugin. So here's Languish. Let's see if he remembers. Yep. So he's axing. So the Shade's going to live.
Yes, even there it wasn't that great.
I was like, damn it, if he plays 2 creatures, then, I can take a ton.
Yeah, the one thing Tyler I think is missing from this is a Haruspex to really start putting the pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
Because that would allow him just to get him way ahead on cards. So looks like he's got So he does have the second white source now, which is important if he wants to rally in future turns. And it looks like he's dropping another one of the 3 drops. It's a morph. 3 possible options.
It's got to be the Haruspex, right?
Yeah, because I imagine he wouldn't want to play unless he can flip it.
1 man up, yeah.
Yeah, even though it's not great in this situation, because if he's killing the Haruspex and he wants to flip up, he can't really get a lot of value unless it's a board wipe. Just the way because it doesn't trigger on itself. So yeah, in this case, I think you just let it die, right? You're not going to sacrifice the Nantuko Husk to itself to draw a card.
No, I would just sack it to the Nantuko Husk to play around like a Bile Blight or something, maybe.
Yeah. So there's a
downfall. Sure.
Yeah, you're fine with that if you're Tyler.
Yeah, here's the situation where we talked about where it's... Oh, decided not to go with downfall, going with Sultai Charm.
Yeah, because Sultai Charm is a little more restrictive, and when it kill, it has to be a monocolored creature.
Mogus was the draw.
Which is Wayfinder in hand. But it looks like Mo's checking his sideboard, and Tyler's going to attack for 2.
Yeah, I think Tyler had Satyr Wayfinder in hand there as well, so it'd be interesting if he decides to play that to develop the graveyard a little bit more, but... Let's see what Mo has on his turn, whether he can land anything impactful
Yeah.
that Tyler will even care about. But I imagine it like 6 life. There's not much that he's going to stop attacking Mo for, right?
And so far, it looks like Mo's really done a lot of 1-for-1 removal,
Yeah.
1-for-1 counter spells. Hasn't done anything to really pull ahead in terms of gaining any kind of card advantage.
And it looks like there might be a rally in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Mana Guy.
So here we go. We got
Here's
the
a dig
first
through
dig.
time. Hoping to find something that turns this around.
What's that? Some sort of ancient Egyptian.
I think that's the
Sanskrit?
autograph of the one and only artist Ryan Yee.
Looks like it's very easy to do. I mean, just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
You're off
yeah,
you
it
go.
doesn't take him long to do them. I've had
No.
him sign a couple cards and
It's like Zorro, just
whips them off. Done.
and he's done.
Please insert your dollar into the jar, okay? Pretty much like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice guy though, really, really nice artist. Had the opportunity to run into him in a couple different GPs, and always willing to sign stuff, always willing to talk about art and magic cards. And oddly enough, he like doesn't play the game at all. Has never really played the game.
So he has no idea what he's signing.
He has no idea what he's signing or like what it does
I did
or
that
what
already.
makes it a good card or a bad card. He's
like-
just
I keep signing this one card. I don't know why people. The art I think is like the worst I've done, but
right.
it's,
People
Just
really
Thoughtseize
like the
cards.
art of this card. It's like
Yeah.
no, people just really like the card.
this dig through time.
It's a really powerful card in standard.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Okay. Good
Yeah,
to know.
but nice guy.
Nice guy. Yeah.
Grim wants to know how is he not running any fog effects. Mo's not about that fog lifestyle.
No, doesn't really do anything. Like get you maybe another land drop.
Sure.
It's like draw a card. And
So what do we have on
sometimes-
4 here?
It's not what you want to be in this kind of deck.
Perilous
The
Vault.
The issue with the Perilous Vault is you can't blow it right away.
No.
So if he does have a rally, you can go for it and kill him right on the spot, or you can put him to 1
Sure.
and then force him next turn to blow the
Vault,
vault.
and then
Then where do we go from there? I don't know.
the game magic continues, right?
And then that's the old. Do you have another Coco? Okay, so it looks like Mo's trying to slow it down a little bit.
Down to 3.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good turn for Mo.
Like 3 and 1 is almost the same, but as long as
Yeah.
you're not 0, right? Like, but
Oh, for sure, yeah. Looks like there are some more creatures hanging out.
at least you're not dead to just straight Marauder, right?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see the State of Wayfinder coming down.
Looks like there's a couple of Executioners.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Tyler's situation here, he definitely wants to add more pressure so that Mo will feel compelled to blow the vault, because
Sure.
that's where you don't want to be, is in the situation where he doesn't care what you have in play. Now, he is at 3, so that makes this a little bit different than normal, because normally if you had just those 2 creatures in play, you wouldn't really care. You'd be happy to take it for 3 or 4 or
Yep.
whatever number of turns, because it really isn't a lot of pressure. But when you're at 3, that is a lot of pressure.
Like every creature becomes
1.5
must kill, right?
your life total. Yeah. Yep. Now I don't think he would have popped it on just the Mystic if Tyler
No.
hadn't played anything.
No, I agree.
So I think it was a good card to play because it gets value off it, and it adds pressure in this situation. It adds a lot of
Yep.
pressure.
Puts more cards in the grave for your rally.
Yep.
Gets you a land drop.
Yep. And it looks like he's gonna go digging again.
Get that shovel out. Let's look for answers. Now he's basically put himself in a spot now where he needs to keep a land off this dig
Yeah.
if he doesn't
order to
have one
keep
in
it up.
hand, or else he can't vault.
Or he has to waste a couple removal spells in his hand, which I don't think he wants to be in that spot.
No.
Yeah, when you know what happens, it gets to the point where you don't have any options left.
No, it's true.
Like
It's a tough
he's-
spot.
If he wants to get anywhere in terms of progressing his board in his hand, he needs to gamble a little bit and maybe just pick up 1 card and get a land in order to keep up the vault.
Yeah, guys in the chat, tell me what decks you're running in Standard, what you think is really dominant right now, if there's any sideboard tech you're using, what that looks like. I just read Sneaky the Dragon's quote. That's a special one. That's pretty good. Yeah,
Which co-host, though?
I think Dave.
Dave, yeah. I could believe
Yeah.
that.
When you put
Whew, man, that's a line by Mo there. That's when you know you're getting desperate.
that's desperate
Murderous
times call
cut
for desperate
on the
measures.
Seder Wayfinder. Okay. The good thing is, though, he's untapped. He's still at 2. So he appears to have stemmed the bleeding. Now, would you
Yeah,
consider
kind of.
trading in your Mystic for the Fleshbang Marauder?
Like,
Just because it kills him this turn? Like next turn, I mean? As opposed to giving him another turn?
it's viable to do it, but
Because now he's not dead.
I think I would just play the Den Protector now.
Well, yeah. It just seemed like he didn't really...
Because if he has
Speed
one
of
for
his
one
clock roll.
removal, right?
Yeah.
If he has one for one removal, then
Oh, yeah, the Den Protector.
He's gonna use it anyway?
Clearly the best play, yeah.
like whether you have the Fleshbag or the Mystic, he's going to use it anyway.
Mm.
So
And Mo with his third dig, so it looks like he's digging for digs. But this one's going to be hard casted, so...
yep.
I'll just give Tyler a window, but unfortunately it doesn't look like he can take advantage of it.
No, it's going to be on the end step.
Yeah.
I wish that he played the Den Protector here,
Yeah, because like at this point, yeah, he does.
because he could just flip it up and get Coco in like response to the vault, and
Yeah, exactly. And he can...
it leaves him out of range of like one for one removal here. Because if Mo top decks, like if Mo finds a Hero's Downfall or anything off from
yeah, he
this,
doesn't need to blow
then
the vault.
no, he just downfalls and keeps vault up.
Yeah, and then you're in a position now where you have to start playing into the vault.
Yeah, you got to put just enough pressure on it.
Yeah, to make him want to pop it,
Yeah,
but not too much that you're...
or it
blowing
attacks
your
his mana, right? So you can resolve other things, or
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if it comes back to punish Tyler a little bit, or if he can pull away.
so. Earth saying Teamer Dragons. Just green red dragons splashing blue for some Knuckleblade and a couple Stubborn Owls in the main. I love the Teamer Dragons list that are playing Stubborn Owl in the main. Just gives them so much game against a lot of control decks and what they're doing. Wow, this is desperate times right here. This is a Crux of Fate to clean up a 1-drop. Non-dragons. Get that mana guy out of there.
So I assume he's going to have a counterspell in his hand, because otherwise Amogus would just kill him
Yeah,
on the spot.
lots would kill him. This is where like he couldn't take that line if you play the Den Protector.
Yeah, exactly. They'd force him to blow it, and then that's off the board.
Yep. And like you just flip up the Den Protector, and then like he has to tap out for Vault essentially. Then you just Coco end of turn.
Yeah.
If he's not tapped out and he counters that, then you just rally on your upkeep and win. So
So it looks like it's going to resolve. So Mo, I think, was playing a little bit dangerously, because he was down to just 2 resolves as far as counter magic. Now, obviously, Tyler doesn't know that, but... And I'm looking for dig number 4. The 4th dig.
well, you better find something off this one, cause
Yeah. Because that's all she wrote until you...
Tyler wants to have a look through the exile, identifying. Oh, look how many.
But you know, in
dudes are
Tyler's
here.
shoes, you really can't be too upset about this.
No.
He's a control player at heart. So all of his opponents know this, when you're just like, yep, that's the 4th one. Shouldn't
Yep.
be surprised. Yeah, and then especially with his list there, because he is running 3 Den Protectors, we could be seeing another 3 more dig through times before this match is over.
That Jace loves to bring back dig through times.
It does.
I think he's playing that as a one of, right?
Yeah, it's a fun of.
Yep.
And he put on his deck list Flip Chase,
Yeah, flip Jace.
just so we're not confused.
Not to be confused with
No.
any other of the bad Jaces that are available to us in Standard.
Yeah. It is El Flippo Jason.
And let's see if he's
So-
found an answer for a morph.
I wonder if this might work out a little bit in Mo's favor, if Tyler just wins the game here, because he hasn't really seen any creatures, so he might pull out all of his sacrifice effects. Or some, I should say, sacrifice effects.
And he hasn't seen any walkers, right? Well, he's just saw Walker now.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because any removal he's
That's
playing.
still fine, though, if you're in Tyler's shoes, because he's got to pop the vault.
Yeah.
So you're perfectly okay with that. You're like, okay.
In theory, as long as he doesn't have some kind of removal, right?
Yeah, but then you just get back all the death miss, and then you're like, okay.
Yeah, I agree.
these. Now, you are kind of throwing him away in that he's going to pop it and get them all, but that also requires him to have multiple removal spells, or just pop the vault, in which case the Ashiok problem is no longer an issue.
Nope.
So do you think Tyler's playing this a little too conservative?
A little bit.
Yeah.
There's
It'd be
a
interesting
couple
to
of
see.
spots where he's giving him extra turns he didn't need to give him, but
Yeah, the pressure wasn't necessarily there.
but he's also, he's feeling very comfortable with the cards he has in hand, and
He does have a rally now.
yeah,
And those flashbacks really aren't doing anything. They're almost like dead draws.
yeah.
So we have the Silmgar. Sorry, that's the Silmgar's Command?
Yeah, Solemn Ghost
Yes.
Command.
Couldn't think of it. I want to say Scorn, but that's not Scorn.
It nags, it bounces,
Bounces.
it does it all.
Yep. Counters too, I believe.
Yep.
You don't see it too often.
So he's
though.
going to flip it up here in response.
I'm going to guess it was a late addition to his list because, unlike every other card besides that and Flip Jace, that card is not a linkable, hyperlinked text
Right.
in his list.
Last minute type
Yeah, I
in.
feel like it was something he wanted to try out or throw in there. So it looks like we're getting back to Coco.
Yep.
Yep.
And now he's deciding how many Raptors want to come back.
Yep. I feel
Here
like
they
it should be
come.
some number. Yeah, that's good play if he's fearing Yogan coming down,
Sure.
because that'll force him to not lose all of his guys. But he's double checking it's a Death Mist.
Or just showing his opponent. I did grab a Death Mist out of the grave, right? I
Yeah.
didn't
Just set it and forget it.
Didn't sneak
Mogus Marauder.
Grim Haruspex under there.
So most claim to 1 life.
Yep, but now he's in a spot where, like, Tyler's in a spot that he gets to attack, hopefully set up to win the following turn again.
Yeah, what he really wants to do is just pop that vault because that just eases everything, allows him to just start dumping whatever he has in his hand, and he can start going for it a little bit more. But as long as that vault's in play with 5 mana up, you really can't afford to rally or anything that's gonna risk your graveyard being exiled.
Now, if you're Mo, are you going to neg Ashiok to deal with one of them?
I think it depends on what his hand looks like, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think if he has no removal in his hand, and he's gonna have to pop the vault, then you just plus, I think, and just move on. But if you can potentially deal with the creatures that Tyler has in play, then yeah, I could see it. The only problem with the Executioner though is he can sacrifice the Death Mist Raptor face up and then return it with the other one that's face down. So
Yep.
he doesn't really get any value by minusing in terms of controlling everything. So his first option would be to kill the face down Raptor and then sack the Executioner.
It just, like, it depends whether you have enough removal
Yeah.
or whether your line is like, I just have to vault this turn, right?
Yeah.
And if you have remove for one but not the other, then at least it gives you an out this turn to keep your Ashiok around. And
Like, it seems to me like the Ashiok was almost showing a position of strength from Mo. He's willing to put it on the board, knowing that he might have to blow it up.
well, you should have a position of strength anytime you cast 3,
I don't
4
like this
dig
play.
through times.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like this. He went for it first.
Yeah, it's quite possible that he has 1 removal spell, but not 2.
But he's going to have to pop anyway, so I'd rather just get
Well, he
three
doesn't have to
cards.
pop.
He's got 2.
Yeah. But if he has 1 removal spell in hand, then he can just kill this thing, right?
I guess if it's a Bile Blade, it makes sense, but he can still put it face down, though. I don't like... Tyler should have flipped it up end of turn and then gotten the other one back.
Sure, yeah, that would have been a much
That's what I
better
mean.
play. Yeah, okay.
That's
see
what I
you're
mean. It
saying.
was kind of like, like, if he's going to kill something, I'd rather kill the face down one first.
Yeah.
And then... Because now he's going to have to pop the vault. So it's like, why did you just plus the...
Yeah.
I would have rather just gotten 3 cards off the top of his deck for free. Because now he's... And he's also gotten 1 less Raptor. Now the Raptor's in the graveyard, where it wouldn't be in the graveyard.
Yeah, it's true.
But he's still alive.
And this is
Still alive.
this is kind of what we talk about when it comes to sequencing and picking your lines.
Yeah.
And then just sticking to them, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you decided that you were gonna have to vault,
Yeah.
then you're right. It makes much more sense just to leave them both out there, get them both off the table, vault them both away exiled, so they're not in the graveyard.
This kind of screams, though, like a kind of play where he did it, thought he was going to do it, and then decided, whoa. And then maybe he didn't think
Yeah.
he made his card he didn't think he had, or there's some reason why he maybe changed his mind mid-decision there. And that is a
Grim
pretty
Specs and
pretty spicy top 3.
yeah, a lot of good cards in this
A lot
match.
of good cards, yeah. But the good thing for Tyler is that there's no more vault in play.
Here's little Jace.
And he's
If I'm Tyler, I try to resolve a Coco in a turn.
for 100%.
Counter me, please.
It doesn't really matter at this point because
Perfect.
he's going to untap in.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Rally
Like if he
and-
counters him, then
Yep.
he gets
But-
tapped out.
In
And
your
then
most
you just show
spot,
him
you can't
rally.
afford. You have to hope he whiffs. That's what you're. And at the end of the day, you're going to lose with the dissolve in your hand to a Coco.
Yeah.
No, you can't fault him for it.
Yep. So he showed him the rally, and we're moving on to game 2.
All right. So
Let's
who's
check out
we
these
wanna
deck
take a look?
lists.
Who do you want to look at first?
Let's look at most.
O's deck list.
See
Okay,
what
here
Mo
we go.
has to fight his way out of this paper bag matchup.
Okay, so our sideboard looks like a Back to Nature, a Bobblight, 2 Drown, 3 Feed the Clan, 2 Negate, 2 Self-Inflicted Wound, 1 Silumgar the Drifting Death, 1 Stratus Dancer, and 2 Tassiger the Golden Fang. Now, this might be a little bit of gamesmanship here, but he didn't really show Tyler too many creatures, so I'd expect him maybe to pull out some of his Executioners and Fleshbag Marauders.
Yeah.
That potentially could make stuff like Tassiger a little bit more appealing, considering the 2 that it can block some of the Moguses and those turns where he goes off.
Yeah, I don't mind Tassiger, I don't mind Negate, and I don't mind Stratus Dancer. And Bioblights are, like, the other copy of Bioblight is fine.
Yeah, I think the Drown, though, doesn't really do what you want it to
No,
accomplish.
I wouldn't take Drown.
Because he doesn't really care if it goes in the graveyard.
Like, all the most important creatures that you want to get off the table are 3/3s or 2/3s for the most part.
So
like
it's yeah, exactly.
the ones that are sitting around anyway. Like, a Lily's a 2/3. You don't want that thing to flip.
Exactly.
So, like,
yeah.
Drown just flips that.
And then it puts all the stuff in the graveyard, which he might want if he doesn't have a Shade, so... Maybe it might be helping him out a little bit.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to cards to cut, I think that Kiora is one of the first ones to
Gone.
get out.
This deck goes way too wide for Kiora to be a factor.
And even is Garrick even good in this? At this, is it too expensive?
It's really late.
Yeah.
And if it's, again, one of those decks that if you tap out for, like, a Garrick, you could just be dead to a rally.
Yeah.
Like, you could eat one thing or make one blocker and then just die to a rally.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think those are kind of easy cuts. Obviously, the Ashok was very good when we saw it, so I know that's going to get cut. What about the Ugin? You just played against Ugin. You feel like it does the job, or is it too slow?
No, I don't. Not against this deck. Like, if you drain this deck to the point where it has no cards in hand and it's not doing anything, then, like, Ugin's very good, but you're already winning the game at that point, right?
Yeah.
So, and the cards that will beat you will still beat you. So Ugin's not great.
So then how is Mo going to win this game post-board?
He's
If you're okay, how can he win? Not if we're not making suggestions that he's
yeah,
going to win.
so
But how can he possibly win then?
he's going to have to lean really heavy on Ashiok and Jace
Okay.
to give him a lot of value. And then,
So then the Den Protectors will be part of that plan. If
yeah,
they
the
die.
Den Protectors are definitely part of that plan. He's going to have to counter the rallies and the Cocos where you get, like, a ton of value in.
Yeah.
And then just clean up almost everything that resolves, right? So if you can Jace flip into Nagtic, into Bioblight, and so on, like, he's got to outvalue the value deck in theory. I don't know if he can do it, but
Very tough.
That's
Because
what
we
he
did
needs to
see
do.
4 take 3 times last game. Now, he was at a low life when he did that. So that is taken into consideration. So let's switch over to the Abzan Rally deck. I'll leave this to you since I'm...
yeah, so the Abzan Rally deck in the
Pretty sure
sideboard,
you're
we
gonna know
have
what you're
3 Russian Cleric,
doing.
1 Nisavas Wood Seer, 1 Rex Sage, 2 Dromoka's Command, 2 Hero's Downfall, 1 Murder's Cut, 2 Anafenza, 1 Freak, a God of Affliction, and 2 Drown and Sorrow. So Tyler's sideboard, a little different than the board that I'm running in that he goes to Anissa, he includes a Freaka. Other than that, we're pretty much the same. In this match,
The Drowns are a little strange, though.
yeah, in this match, I like the Nissa, I like the Rex Sage, and the 2 Downfall. And that's about it.
So you want to be able to hit the vault with
Yeah.
your Rex Sage?
I just want to punish him. I want him to go Vault, me to go Company, or just, like, play Rex Sage naturally, blow it up, and then put him in, like, an even tougher spot where he's got to get out of.
Because Tyler doesn't know that he's only running 1 as well. You got to
No.
keep that in mind too, right? When you're in Tyler's seat, you saw a vault, and usually when there's 1 vault, there's multiple vaults. Now for his sake, there's only 1 vault, and he can't unfortunately get it back because it gets exiled.
Grim saying the way that Mo wins this match is Tyler Mull's 2-4.
Okay, I thought you were going to bring up Pocket Sand.
And keeps saying no lander. Yeah, with Pocket Sand.
Yeah, some Pocket Sand. Yeah.
Pocket Sand to the eyes, and you win.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a very tough matchup because there's just so many ways that you can get card advantage.
Yeah,
And we didn't even see the Grim Hair specs in play.
No.
And if that ever got into play with even like a Husk or anything else, like any other creature that you needed to wipe the board, Tyler would have been miles ahead. And remember, he did have a couple dead Fleshbag Marauders in his hand too. And he stumbled a little bit because Mo started to get off his dig through times at the end.
Yep.
But there's never a point where it felt like Tyler's in any kind of trouble.
No, so I would expect Tyler to bring in 1, 2, 3, so 4 cards, and I assume he'll cut some number of Merciless Executioner
Yeah, I'd imagine
and
so.
Fleshbag Marauder.
Because even if they're hitting something, they're not hitting anything really relevant. You're getting things like the Satyr Wayfinder.
And maybe even an Elvish Mystic.
Yeah, that seems okay.
Because it's not like a match where you have to go super fast. You can
Yeah.
play the long game with them.
Mhm.
So even in my game against Control, I cut 1 Elvish Mystic.
Yeah. Just because it's a Manador
Yep.
when it comes down to it, and they don't really... They had value early, but then late game they're useless.
Yeah, and I don't...
Because it gets
I don't
swept
need
up.
to get off to a super fast start against that deck. Like, it's going to be a long game anyway, so
Yeah.
it's fine. Whether I play my 3-drop on 3 or my 3-drop on 2, like, it's not going to make a huge difference. And if there's 3 of them still in the deck, then we can hit any of those, right? So, but yeah, it's going to be a tough one. We'll see whether there's any mulligans or whether we have a good clean 7-on-7.
It seems like we've had some good clean 7-7. I haven't really heard of
Yeah.
anyone having any massive mulligans. I, for one, actually didn't mulligan once in my 3 games, which I was surprised at.
Yeah, I only had to mulligan once, and the second hand was like slow, but it was fine, and I could keep it. So that's a nice thing playing against Control, is that you can keep slower hands because they're not doing anything super impactful that like you can't catch up from.
Yeah.
It's just draw go for the first few turns. They're waiting for you to do something. You're waiting for them to do something, and
Yeah. So looks like we're going to cut down to turn 1 for Mo, where he's got the Temple of Deceit in play.
and we have our spotters updating the life totals for us.
Yep. There we go. And looks like we got the records correct, Mundo.
So here's the Thoughtseize. So it's hard to tell whether that's the Nissa or the Lily. And it looks
Yep,
like he
because
brought in
he's-
the Anafenzas in this match.
And I'm going to guess and say that is not even an English checklist card, because that looks like some sort of Korean characters on there. And it doesn't look like his Lanelore Waste is English either. So Tyler is a man of many cultures,
Yeah.
and he's showing it off here.
Bit of a linguist.
Yep. He's certainly something.
JD Drake saying, shout out to John, the master of life. Yeah, John is working hard, keeping our life totals in check.
So our spotter down there, Mr. Jonathan Bondi, has informed us that is indeed the Nissa out of the board.
Yeah.
So how do you think about Nissa?
If I was Mo, I would get rid of it.
Get rid of it, yeah. Do you think it, I mean, it just seems like it's a little slow. I mean, I get
It
the
is.
value of it, but...
It is, but like, you look at his land situation, he's stuck
Yeah.
on 2 lands. He doesn't have a third. Now, this is Tyler Awrey,
This is
who
definitely
draws
100%
lands for a
better.
living, essentially.
Oh yeah, one of the next few turns he will draw a land, if not this turn. Nope, got the Coco.
Got the Coco.
But he's not in trouble yet. He can do it. Now there's one thing I noticed with this deck. It is very much a turn 3 deck.
Yes.
That's the turn you got to hit and you got to get off and running. But it looks like Mo has the early Ashiok, which if I was going to be guessing it, I would say thoughts using the Ashiok was where you want to be if you're
Yeah.
going to be on the winning side of this match. So
So we got a Den Protector.
Death Mist Raptor and Rally.
Sorry, yeah, Death Mist Raptor.
Yeah,
And, the
and a
Rally's
land.
down. And a
So
land, yeah.
that land I believe was 2 down. So we would have had.
Tyler knocks the top of his deck, and out comes a
And
Planeswalker.
Liliana is there. So yeah, Tyler's getting a little land light.
Kept a greedy 2-lander.
Getting
So-
punished.
Getting a little punish for it.
Oh, he's getting a lot of punish.
He thought if I ripped any land, right, with my Nissa, I go get another one, I'm on 4,
Yeah.
I'm set, right?
Yeah.
I can Coco, I can do everything I need to do.
Unfortunately, Ashiok had different plans, and she's tearing apart his library.
So, Tammy was saying I've been playing Naya Planeswalkers featuring Perforos for a month or 2 with some pretty good successes. That sounds like a list. That's probably got some tech.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming he's gonna start with Xenagos.
Yeah.
Oh, we finally hit our land, so we're gonna double
Double fetch.
Windswept Heath.
And Mose already has a Den Protector down, so he'll be bringing back Thoughtseize shortly, I imagine.
Yep.
Let me get in there again and see if I can disrupt the plan.
Or even if he's worried that maybe in the future his Ashiok gets killed, he can always bring it back.
Yep. It's a lot of security, right? And,
Yeah.
and having that card.
It's a nice warm feeling.
So let's see what threat Tyler
So
decides
it
to
looks like
deploy
there
here.
is an Anafenza.
Is it going to be the bigger boy?
He's moving lands to the top. And
Yep.
he's up. There we go. He caught it.
Yep. There you go.
Urnafenza.
Excited for the Pro Tour coming up. It's going to be interesting to see
Yeah,
what
it's gonna be
decks come out of
interesting.
that.
There's always going to be something either nobody expected or a deck that people maybe thought was fringe has now become one of the popular decks in the format. Stuff like that always happens. It's a little more exciting, I think, when the fall set comes out because
Sure.
that's a little bit more unknown this format is a lot of established decks. Like you're going to see your Abzan Controls, your Green Red Devotions, your Mono Reds, all that kind of stuff that we come to see. We might hopefully we'll be surprised by a couple of decks that we see.
Now, a little something with the way Mo's tapped his mana here. He tapped. Looks like he had to tap his green source to play Satyr Wayfinder, so he can't actually flip up his Den Protector if Tyler had removal for it.
Yeah, but I think if Tyler has removal, it's going to be in the form of Hero's Downfall, and I know where that's going to get pointed, and that will not be at the Den Protector. So yeah.
So
Maybe he purposely tapped that way so he would entice Tyler if he had one to get him on the value.
yeah, Tyler looked like he was initially thumbing at a Mogus Marauder.
Yeah. Which is pretty good here because it would allow him to get in for 7 damage, which could go after the Ashiok. Wouldn't kill it, but it would get it pretty close. So we'll see where he wants to go, if he wants to get aggressive or if he's worried about losing his hand.
Yeah, we'll see if Mo wants to lose the Den Protector here or not.
Oh, he won't be able to block. It's artifacts. And block creatures.
It's true.
But the one creature that can block is going to be that Satyr Wayfinder.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately for Anafenza,
Green.
she's 3 colors, and one of which is
Mo's
green.
onto it.
Yeah.
So Mo snap blocks that.
It's a shame it doesn't have fear, because fear would have allowed him to get through.
Shook takes 3.
So nowadays, I guess that card would have menace, right? Would be the new way that card would be worded. It would give your creatures menace instead of intimidate. Which in this case is probably better for Mo, so.
Oh, for sure would be. Because you'd force some horrific blocks, right, by your opponent.
Yeah.
Is that the deck list there, Tamio? We will check that out. I'll have a look at it. I'll just copy and paste and stick it over here on Notepad and pull that up after and have a look. That's some tech I'm interested in.
Okay, so we've played another Wayfinder. We've hit a bunch of Den Protectors. So this is the kind of matchup that, the game that, this is the way that Mo wants to control it, right? Tyler's a little more aggressive, but he's got his value cards this game as opposed to relying on 1-for-1 spells.
Well, he's got these mana issues too, right?
Yeah. Looks like we're going for another 3.
Where he's stuck on 3.
So Hair Specs is coming down face up. So looks like attack.
Another
Remember
counter
his
on
triggers.
this.
Yep. So we got a pair of 4/4s coming.
It's a scary team man offensive builds.
It is, yeah. And
So
looks
we're
like it was
just gonna see
going
the block
at
and-
Ashiok, which at this point they'd gotten big enough to actually take it down, so he was required to block if you wanted to save it.
But the Wayfinders, you're just happy to block them if you're in Mo's spot, right?
And it looks like Tyler's allowing Mo to put them in the graveyard, whereas they should be getting exiled.
Yeah.
Which is really relevant because we have a dig through time.
This is true.
So if he digs for another dig, then Tyler might be a little upset with himself for letting him get away with that.
Yep. But it's Tyler's call, right?
It is,
Something he's got to point out and be like, no, exile.
Yeah, and what it is, sometimes a lot of people don't even realize that it's on the field, or that Mo may not be doing it maliciously, or
No, probably not.
like trying to get an edge in the game or anything by doing it. Both players just forgot. It's just like early in my match with Joel,
Yep.
where we both just forgot what the card did, and we thought, and then at that
Games-
point we just kept playing because that's what happened, right?
Yeah, it was game rule violation for both players for failure to maintain board state, but just play on, right? You can't really back it up from that point. And
No.
we were saying, it made a huge difference because even after the board wipe, if you had that out, right, then you're constantly bringing
rebuilding
things
the
back
board,
in return, and
Oh yeah, that would have been huge. It actually made the card look a lot better.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was worried against like Control. I remember I play tested just like a game with Dave, and he was playing Control, and it was like, man, I hope you don't have a removal spell, because if you do, I lose my entire board.
Yeah,
And but it's a lot better when I don't have to worry about losing the entire board.
it's true.
But anyways, back to this game. Looks like he's resolved to dig. And Tyler's still stuck on those 3 lands.
Yeah.
Looks like John is outside referring to the same thing we were just talking about.
Yeah, I hear a life spotter going over the action with somebody,
There might be
explaining
some-
how we ended up in this mess.
So it looks like maybe Sean's there now. Our resident judge is talking to the players,
Yeah.
seeing what's going on.
Yep.
And
So we just got our table spotter,
yeah, looks like they're
judge
talking about
call,
that.
forgetting to exile the satyr.
I think at this point, though, like you said, it's really up to Tyler, and if he forgets, then he forgets.
Yep.
It's just like when you play a chalice on whatever, and your opponent tries to cast a spell with whatever cost. If you don't point out that the chalice counters it,
Yep.
it resolves.
Too bad, so sad.
Yep. And we're at that level where people aren't always going to be nice.
Yep.
It's for your benefit to get caught with these mistakes. And at the end of the day, what we really want is everyone to get better, so that when this happens at a Grand Prix or a PBTQ or somewhere, that you'll learn and remember for next time. Okay, so it looks like we have finally resolved. Or we're in the process of still resolving. Always got the 2 cards face down.
Yep.
They selected.
So you good on what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so we cleared all that piece of nasty business up. So it looks like they have decided to exile the satyrs.
Well, he exiled him off from the dig through time.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't
That's when
sure if that was-
Tyler realized it, when he exiled off from the dig through time, and he's
Okay,
like,
but,
oh,
they, but they
wait,
allowed him to keep doing.
that's
keep
supposed to
him
be... I assume they did.
Yeah, because he, like you said, he should be. Because it happened to me before,
Yeah.
and it's like, cause some people are more, willing to do it just without even asking. Other people, they make you, do it, which they're certainly in their right to. But at the end of the
It's
day,
just a GRV. Both players
Yeah.
fail to maintain board state. They both get a warning. Do it again. We're going to have to slap somebody on the wrist. Do it again. We're breaking knees.
breaking knees. Not
Man.
even, don't even start the fingers. Just go right for the
Straight
knees.
casino style.
Ooh.
Just
Man, it's not the face though,
no, never the face.
because Mo needs to sell,
Of course.
and Mo can't sell with a broken nose.
No. Mo's got a pretty face.
He
This
does.
is kind of a risky move. Like,
Yeah,
you bring him back as a blocker, but when he dies, he goes into your opponent's yard. So
Yeah,
you're kind of
it's
like
true.
feeding him back into your opponent's yard.
yeah,
And
it's yeah. You bring up a very good point, but maybe he feels like he wants to just. It's almost like putting a removal spell that has a time counters on it. It's been suspended, and it gets unsuspended as soon as your opponent decides to attack with a creature that you really care about. So I guess he cares more about his life total than trying to
Sure.
card advantage.
But he's at 18, right? He's comfortable.
Yeah. And now the problem is too is that now that if he attacks all out, that Ashiok is in trouble unless there's a removal spell in his hand. So this really is dependent on what Mo was able to pick up off the dig through time.
Yeah, so Dreffy exactly right. If they forget again, they're both at fault. This is one of those spots where you're both required to maintain board state.
Yeah.
Mo's required to make sure that he exiles the creature, and Tyler's responsible to make sure that Mo exiles the creature. It's just the way the card works. And when either or both of them don't, they're both responsible for it. Innkeeper is asking, but what if it happens 10 more times? We already went through that. Second time is a slap on the wrist.
Yep.
Third
Kneecaps.
time, we're breaking kneecaps.
Sounds good.
Yep. So Tyler finally hit his 4th land.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what he does with this.
Mm-hmm.
Mo with a slew of morph creatures.
Yep.
We play Guess the Morph, but he's only playing one, right? So
yeah. So we know, unless he's cheating.
So it looks like we see a Coco, and he's probably looking for like some sack effects here, right, to get some of this stuff off the board. Because
Well, I hate to correct you, but I believe there is one on the board that he could be playing by the name of Stratus Dancer.
That's true. Our little
Which-
tiny dancer.
It's not bad in this spot.
No, I like it in this matchup.
because you're either countering a Coco or you're countering the Rally, which is really good.
Okay, so here we see
Okay, so there's some
Flashbang Marauder
discussion.
came down. So they're both sacking. Tyler's going to sack the...
So it looks
I
like
was
we have
thinking about
the
what he wants to
interaction here. Okay, so it's
Yep. So they both sack the Death Mist. They both go into Tyler's yard.
but
Tyler's
it never
perfectly
goes.
happy
It
about
never touches Mo's graveyard. That's why it doesn't get exiled.
Nope, that's right. But still, Mo, a strong board, right?
Yeah, for not having a lot of creatures, he's really gummed up the works here.
So here we're going to put a counter on somebody.
Yeah. Now,
But
if
that
Mo could
Tassiger
hit
still
the,
blocks really well.
Oh yeah, it's gonna eat the Anafenza.
You would think.
Which, if Mo could get one of those underneath his Ashiok, that would
Sure.
be huge. I believe that's come up before, or almost
Yeah.
come up. I believe I've seen that somewhere where the opponent grabbed their. It might have been on the Open last weekend, where the opponent was able to grab his opponent's Anafenza, which is just not what Abzan Rally wants to see on the other side of the board. So knowing that, do you think it's still correct to bring him in? Like knowing this interaction come up where he could steal
It's
it off and
risky.
It does feel a lot riskier, right? You realize that because this deck doesn't do a great job of removing creatures. So
No.
as soon as Mo drops that into play, unless you're forcing him to blow the board, he's just going to keep it in play.
Yeah, so T-Split asking, is this live? Yeah, this is 100% live. We broadcast here live from Windsor, Ontario with the Standard Super League every Wednesday, 6:30. And we have 10 players that start in.
Yep.
We run it for 9 weeks, then cut to the top,
Top 4.
and bottom 2 get eliminated.
Yep. Just chop the top,
Too bad,
chop the bottom,
so sad.
and the middle gets to stick around for next time.
And then we run a tournament to see who qualifies to join the league again. So this is season 2. Right beside me, Mr. Brad Warren
So it
is the
looks
winner
like
of season
Mo-
1. Mo let the Ashiok die,
Yeah, he didn't bother even blocking the.
and here's the big
Anafenza.
Ugin.
Well, you know why? Because he's going to be able to keep it around with his minus. So he's
Yeah.
like, it doesn't matter if I can eat your guy. I'd rather not risk it. And it looks like
So
he's going to be
then
going on the
8-3.
offensive.
Well, you can here, right?
Yeah.
There's
Well,
no risk.
There is some risk in that there's always Mogus. There's always some kind of shenanigans.
Yeah, he would need
But he doesn't have one currently in the graveyard.
yeah,
Right.
and he would need
So,
an untapped source to
yeah.
like even rally, right? So
Yeah.
pretty safe here, I think.
Looks like Tyler has a lot of clunky rallies in his hand. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've been in that spot before. Because if you don't have anything to rally with, they're really, really clunky, right? They don't do anything because
No, you're
you
right.
can't take advantage of them because they don't have haste. So unless you have Moguses in your graveyard, all you're going to be doing is exiling them all. Now the only thing that might change that is if you have a Harrispex and the Nantuko Husk in your graveyard, and that way you can draw a bunch of cards with it and hopefully draw into something else. But if all your graveyard is lilies and Death Mist Raptors, you're not really getting anywhere.
No.
So at this point, it looks like Mo's locked up the game pretty tight.
Yeah,
18
because
to
all
6.
Tyler can do is Coco, and it's not enough to block all of his
So
creatures.
those Den Protectors never flipped, or your Stratus Dancers, whatever they
Yeah.
are, and they were able to
Here
get
it
the job
comes.
done. So yeah, he's
Counter
like,
the
I'm gonna
Coco.
Coco, I'm gonna counter it,
Even though you don't need to,
even though you don't need to.
because you have 3 creatures coming in and
Yeah.
only 2 blockers max.
Yeah.
So that's what Mo needs to do to win this game.
Yep. Have Tyler stuck on lands.
So, did you guys explain what we did for the dig and why it was okay to do it in this format?
What happened? Like, did you? Yeah, the exile the wave.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's cut back to Mo's deck.
So, T-Split asking, any copy of deck list online or the UB control decks online? I think you can tell them where to find those.
Yeah, we can find them at our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/MTG Windsor SSL.
Yeah.
We're going to find all of our deck lists, and it's actually the way Mr. Bondi created our list this week. He's put them into folders so that when you go on there, you'll be able to see every single week and all the deck lists for every player.
Nice,
So if
very
you're looking for a
convenient.
particular deck list, even one that we played in the previous weeks, they're going to be up there. The link is not going to be active during our games in order to keep everything private. So
Yeah,
that
of course.
It only he'll access though. But after the league is done for the day, he's going to open them up to the public. So anyone that's in our group that has access to the link will be able to get access to the deck lists and take a look at them and on Tapped Out.
Yep.
Where John puts them up every week. So we're back on the Mo's Sultai Control list.
Yeah, so if you're Mo, I don't think you changed a thing, right?
No,
The
so
formula worked.
looked like he brought in Tassiger, the Stratus Dancer, Those are the main cards we saw that game.
Followed our plan by the looks of it.
Yeah. And I didn't really see any of the other planeswalkers besides the Ugin and Ashiok.
Now, if you're Tyler,
Yeah, so let's go back over to Tyler's
do you
list.
do you side out the Anafensas? Realizing like how dangerous it can be with Ashiok.
That was it's almost a disaster because really he doesn't have that many options.
Ronnie, know the
That comes
gameplay is not over. They're sideboarding and then they're going to game 3. But and guys, tell me what you think in the chat. If you're Tyler with the Abzan Rally, is this a match where you put an Anafenza just as a big value, like large creature, or is the risk from Ashiok just too large?
He is only running 2 though, so that's
He's
not
only running
less
2.
than. So the danger isn't quite as much as like they normally would if they're running 3 to 4. But it's still there though. Whereas if he does flip it ever, then you're in a position where now all of a sudden he's got a lot of power that you've given him by just having it in your deck.
Yeah. It's like I think if you uptick Ashiok and you hit an Anafenza,
Yeah.
and it sticks, like you just nag right away.
Well, the only thing he has
Put that
to
in,
remove
punish
it,
the
right,
deck.
is either any of his sack creatures,
Yeah, it's got to be flesh
and
bags.
then you
or-
have 2 downfalls, which I'm going to assume he brought in after the Ashiok rocked his world in both games,
Yep.
and then 1 murder cut, which I don't think he's going to bring in. So you're looking at some number of sack creatures. But the issue though is like what we talked about is what did he take out?
Yeah,
Because a lot of these cards are key to the deck, right? You don't want to take out anything particularly important, like the hair specs.
no, and even the sack outlets. Like when you look at that game and how many creatures Mo flooded the board with, you wish you had all those sack effects back, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All those value creatures to kind of create parity and clean some of this up. So Ronnie's saying Anafenza goes in. So he feels it goes in. What do the rest of you think? Is this a match that you bring Anafenza in just because it's a 4/4, it escapes Bow Blight? Everything else pretty much
So
kills
looks
it,
like
though,
we're going
right?
to cut down to the live game. Both players are kept on 7, and Tyler is going to be on the play. And I see at least a Plains and a Windswept Heath. So it looks like we're going to be tutoring up, I'm going to guess, a Forest. And we're going to be seeing a Mystic on turn 1.
Most powerful playing standard, according to Brad Nelson.
It seems like it's quite good.
Turn 1 Mystic, they say, is the best it can go.
But it's also probably one of the worst plays on turn 5, 6.
Yeah. Yeah, when you draw it on turn 8 and you're looking at it, you're like, wow, you do nothing. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So Paul McGabe saying, obviously it goes in.
Well, we're going to find out if it gets hit by Ashiok here.
And Tree also agreeing, Anna definitely goes in. So a lot of people are on the Anna Banana train. They love the Anafenza. But man, I bet if it ends up on the other side of the board, you just hate that card to no end.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So it looks like we're having a Wayfinder of his own. So Tyler off to a pretty good start. He's already hit a Sansep Citadel, so he's going to be fixing his mana to go along with the other Citadel in his hand. And didn't hit anything particularly exciting,
No.
but he's got value on the board.
And anytime you get the land to fix your land drops, like you're happy.
And Mo's starting off quite slow. Tap land, so he's not really representing anything. So this
No.
time he can do whatever he wants. And let's see if he's got. So it looks like he's going to be playing maybe the Death Mist Raptor in his hand. 'Cause he's
I
got
love putting Death Mist face down on 3.
So now, if you're Mo, you're thinking he's got a couple options here. He's probably got a 3-drop, maybe a 4-drop. Like he's got things, right? So he is telling. It's a little bit telling when the way he tapped his lands.
Do you like playing this up or down?
Huh. Well, I think if he wants to get in damage, right, he just puts it face up and just.
Yeah. Usually I put it face down because I find it eats a removal spell then.
Yep.
Because I think it's a Den Protector and it goes in the grave, and then like my Den Protector actually lives later on and I get to bring it back.
But Mo might be in a spot where he can't afford to tap out on that turn.
Yeah, it could be.
So you might just be missing a point of damage that way.
Have you guys tried Sultai Emissary in the Rally deck? I have not, but I can see why there would be a lot of value there.
So we got 1 mana tapped, and Mo's rethinking his play. So it might be a Thoughtseize. He's just going to pass. So he's fearing some sort of play on Tyler's turn, so he didn't want to tap out. So Mo just looked like he gave him the just bring it sign.
Sure.
And he's bringing it because he's
And it
already down
comes.
to 9.
And at this point, if you're Tyler, you can sit back on company and you don't really have to contribute anything else to the board, right?
Yep.
You have 5 power, it's a 2-turn clock. deal with this or die to it.
Yep.
And I'll just draw value cards for the rest of the game in my hand.
So Tyler's in a spot now where he doesn't have to do anything.
No.
He can just sit back and let Mo worry about it. And Mo doesn't have a play either, so looks like he's going to draw, or at least thinking about it.
Yeah, if you're in Mo's spot, this is a rough spot to be in.
Yeah, because you know that if you do tap out to deal with the creatures on the board, that he could have a Coco, which could lead to even worse things.
Coco into a rally or something. And
Yeah.
Like if he Cocos into a Haruspex and then rallies on his turn and just sacks out all the Haruspex and kills you, you're really sad
you mean
about that, right?
The Husk?
The Husk, yeah, sorry.
So it looks like he's going to have a value wayfinder. Oh no, he's just going for a face-up den protector.
Yeah,
And
little defense.
if you're Tyler, you smell that blood in the water.
Defense. Defense.
So luckily for him, he didn't have a Coco, because I believe if I was in Tyler's shoes, I would have slammed it there
Yeah.
to get him to either just tap out or just resolve a Coco and kill him.
I think he does have a Coco, though.
Oh, so interesting. So he didn't want to expose it. But then again, you put him down to 7 though with it.
Yeah,
And-
I could be wrong, but I think there's a Coco in
I know
that
there's a
net.
couple of rallies. I see the Mogus' Marauders.
Yeah, 2 Mogus'
There's
Marauders.
twins. There's
And then I
twin
think it's
Basil.
Coco double rally.
Oh man. Yeah, I think I might have liked.
He might just not want to overextend, but
But I mean, if you're worried about countering though, I don't know. I like putting more pressure on Mo and not giving me any room to breathe.
So Jake asking, where is Randy Bueller? Unfortunately, we only let people commentate that know about Magic. So Randy couldn't make it tonight, but maybe he'll make the next stream. Be really great. Always good to have Randy.
It would be great.
You know who I like more than Randy?
Who?
Rich Hagen. There's a guy that knows a lot about Magic.
Yep. Sometimes.
I love it when Rich Hagen tries to explain anything, really, Magic related.
Okay, so it looks like he's gonna be going for the Mogus' Marauder.
So Ronnie's saying, Hardcast Den, ooh, throw up the white flag.
Yeah.
It does feel very desperate, right? Just to throw one out there like
So
that.
now we have the 2/2 with haste. He's dropping.
That's a problem. But not really. Like it's
No,
just
it's not really
adding
a problem.
2 more power
Yeah, it's
because
not adding 2. It's adding 2
all
power.
the blocks are
It's-
still the same.
Doesn't really change much. All he does is have a 2 power unblockable for this turn.
Sure.
And yeah, I not.
Mo's just going over the
Mo's
blocks.
tapping. He's like, going to go down to 5 if I let this resolve.
Now you got to think Mo has some kind of removal spell in his hand,
I
right? Or else he
believe I
would have just
see-
played the Den Protector face down.
Feed the clans in his hand.
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like he, which is weird because then I don't know why he tapped his 2 green sources
Yeah.
to feed the clans in his hand.
That's what I mean, because like you could have even played the Den Protector face down and then morphed it up with one of those greens. So he must have something he needs the black for.
Yeah,
I'm assuming there's some removal spell in hand.
yeah.
But even if there is, you hate this spot, right? Because even if he
Well, depends on whose side you're on.
blocks a Wayfinder, downfall something, you're still taking 3.
All right,
you're
he's
down
going
to
for number
6.
2. And here we go for number 2. Which is,
Opening yourself up to Bile-Blight a little bit.
yeah, because I know your point about not doing the Coco at the end of turn is not to overextend. This feels like you're overextending.
Yeah, I would much rather have that in my hand.
And
if he
be-
board wipes, I just play that and
That's what I
threat
mean. Like,
and
if he board wipes, if he survives this turn, which I assume he will, and he board wipes, he can't, end turn Coco because he tapped out to play 2 Mogus
No.
Marauders.
it's very greedy.
So yeah, I feel like it's a very greedy line by Tyler.
Problem starts if he sacks the Deltas, Tom's saying. Yeah, you're not wrong. The Deltas will put him down to 7.
So yeah, if you're Mo, you gotta make a move at some point here.
Yeah, well, it's not getting any better anytime soon,
No.
right? Ronnie's saying scoop before you show more cards, but this is game 3.
Game 3, so he doesn't have to worry about showing more cards.
Yeah, the cards won't help. Here we go. Fetch, down to 7.
He's making the move. And also, this is 2 of Tyler's 3, I believe, Moguses.
Yes.
So if you are Mo and you can get out of this turn,
But Tyler's rally in hand, right?
that'd
so
be yeah,
he's
that's
kind of
pretty
fine
bad.
to have these in the grave and then...
Oh, 100%. But let's
rally
say
back.
it's something that can exile. Not that it exists. But
Sure.
yeah.
In Magic Land, if Mo
Magic
made his own
Land,
card
yeah.
and they got him out of this spot, then yeah.
But since, yeah, you're right.
But the fact is, like, anything that Mo does to deal with this whole board is going to tap him out,
yeah.
and then he dies to the rally next turn anyway, probably,
But he does have the Feed the Clans in his hand.
Yeah.
So he can
But
gain
no-
a little bit of life.
but no green.
Not this turn, no. But he can untap maybe have green.
Yeah, maybe.
If he has it on land.
See if he lives.
Yeah, we'll see if he lives.
Ronnie, well, thank you for just joining. We're happy no matter when you join.
Yep. We still have
And
one
you
more
get to
match
enjoy
after
this game and then one more match.
Yep. Well, the master back in the booth.
Yeah.
The blogger himself.
Or no, because Blogger will be that match.
That's true, yeah. I
Yeah,
totally
we'll have
forgot.
the master on camera.
That's going to be a good match.
It'll be just the two of us.
Esper, Planeswalkers on Esper, Planeswalker. Violence on Violence.
So here's the downfall that we assumed he had.
Yep, so he's going to be
That's going to block the Wayfinder.
Yeah.
He's going to take 5, go down to 2. Still leaving a lot of problems on the board.
He's taking 4 because the Mystic's not attacking.
Okay, right. He tapped it for mana.
Yeah,
So
he tapped
4
it
down to
play
3.
Locust. 3.
Still leaving a lot of problems on the board.
Oh, a lot of problems.
And if he doesn't have a Bio Blight,
This would be like a
You know.
negate and a language would be really good.
yeah.
But the thing is, Tyler has 2 rallies in his hand.
Yes.
So he has to fight through 2 plus the Coco.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot for Mo to deal with here.
Sure.
Now, the Coco's not quite as good. But
The
at
Coco,
3,
the
any
Coco would have been
creatures
a
are
lot
good.
better if he didn't play the second Marauder, right? And he just left up Coco, essentially. But
I think he probably would have won this game if he would have Coco'd in turn.
yeah, probably.
I think he would have won already. Because either he would have counted the Coco and died to the Moguses.
Ronnie, thank you so much. We try to keep the commentary solid, but it's all you guys in the chat that make us better.
Yep. We're not always right, but we always try our best.
No, we have the absolute best people in the chat every single stream. Always
Yep.
contributing to each other's ideas, deck lists,
Well,
gameplay.
when we don't know it, they know it.
Yeah, no, they're you guys are on the ball, and we appreciate having you out here.
So Mo is getting really brave. He's going for a Thoughtseize, which I think brings up the point that Ronnie brought up for Game 4 that
Yeah.
they will not play. He's going to know what's in his hand.
So only one rally in hand,
Oh, so 1 rally. Okay. So
but
he
it's
can,
still a tough spot.
still a tough spot. But if he can clear the board,
Yeah, if you can languish,
then the rally is
you
locked.
got a chance.
Yeah. So let's see what Mo has here.
He's like, get that rally out of there.
Yeah, I'm surprised even that the flick of the finger took that long. It'd
Yeah.
been like,
Get that
okay,
one, that one. Just
that one.
kick it off the table. Get it
Yeah.
out.
So,
What do we have?
oh, I know
here?
what he's gonna do. He's gonna Tassiger into the Feed the Clans. Get
Here's
back 10 life.
Tassiger.
He's like, yeah, go ahead. And then Tyler's gonna be like, well, aren't you dead? And he's like, well, attack me
Let's
then.
find out.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like, here's a bunch
Although
of
doesn't
life.
Tyler have a downfall in hand?
He's gonna probably assume that he's gonna go for the.
So if he just swings
Yeah,
first.
this isn't gonna end.
Oh, he's doing it in the
he's
wrong
gonna
order.
do it in the
though.
wrong order. Oh no! He's like,
Respond.
game over. He's like, I'm gonna gain some life.
Feed the clan. Now,
Not
Tyler
11.
just attacked,
Oh, 100%.
right? And then he goes, feed the clan.
Well,
and he
this
goes, in
shows
response,
the
kill your
importance. Yeah,
Tassiger.
this shows the importance of sequencing, right?
This is the importance
Tyler
of
had
sequencing.
all the initiative on his side because Mo needed to react first,
Sure.
not the other way around. So that's why if you're in Tyler's seat, you attack,
Yeah.
block.
Show me what you got.
Yep, and then when you go to do it, it's like, okay, then I'll kill the guy you're blocking. Yeah, because this exact thing. Now, I think there's 0% chance he thought of Feed the Clans was in Mo's hand.
Sure.
But he did have the initiative, and he gave it away by making the first move when
He
he,
did.
didn't need to.
No reason to kill that guy.
No, he was
Leave
dead
him there. Let him block.
and just deal lethal.
Yeah.
If problems come up, then you can kill him.
Now, on the other side, if you think that your opponent has one removal spell,
Mm-hmm.
right, then you need to remove that to get lethal in. Because if you allow Tasker to block one guy, and then he,
Yeah.
downfalls or something on the other, then you're only getting in for one, and you've left him alive, essentially, right? So, arguments.
But I think
arguments
either
for
way,
both
you're going
sides.
to clear off the Tasker, though, right? Just whether
Sure.
you do 4 blocks. Yeah.
Just, I can see why he did it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier for us and you guys in the chat who have
Well, if he thought the game was over, yeah.
all the knowledge, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But here comes the board wipe. So now Mo's at 6.
Yeah, but Tyler will just draw a rally off the top.
Or no, what we'll do is I'll Coco into a Mogus Marauder, the last one, and kill him.
Looks like a Lily was the draw for turn.
But he's not going to play it. Because he's tapping white, green. Playing a Morph,
So here's a morph.
which is good.
And would you want to play the Lily too? No?
No, because you want to keep up the...
Is this
ability
Den
to protect.
Protector?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's Den Protector.
Okay.
If it's Den Protector, you definitely want to leave up
I
the
agree.
ability to go get... The problem is now he's at 6. Even if flipped up Den Protector isn't lethal.
It's not lethal.
So he can assume that he's going to get back to rally and then just leave up the dissolve. And then when he doesn't dissolve, or sorry, when he doesn't rally, he can just, if he has a kill spell, can kill the Den Protector. Because I don't think Tyler has enough in the tank to want to just rally whenever he can.
No.
There's not enough sac effects and Grim Hair specs to make it worth it.
But there is probably some number of raptors that'll come back from the grave.
Yeah.
Assume off from the flip. And that might give him enough pressure where it forces Mo to do something else.
Yeah, Mo's got a tight rope here to walk.
But I think this is a Death Miss Raptor that's morphed. And if it's a Death Miss Raptor, then I would have just rather played out the Lily as well.
We'll see right here. Yeah, if he untaps, it's definitely
Yeah,
not
it's a Death Miss Raptor.
Okay.
So I think we saw that off in the Thoughtseize. So just drew a Coco, which is good.
Yep.
Now you can have this little showdown of the OK Corral, my morph versus your morph.
And he can drop the Lily in play, which would, if he wants to try to get it to...
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value in doing that.
Yeah, getting that into play, because it'll put a creature into play. It leads to roads that can't be countered.
But if you think this is Stratus Dancer, then...
We're going to find out very quick, I think.
It's a hard knock life, right?
Because I think we're going to see a Coco here.
Main phase Coco.
So maybe he's looking for a sacrifice creature to try to get it off the board.
Or his last Mogus.
Yep. There's a Den Protector, a Mystic, a Grim Hair Specs, and a Rally.
So the Hair Specs is nice.
It's nice, yeah. It's a good card advantage engine. Not a lot else that was nice in that pot.
No, the Den Protector, like, you'll probably play, I assume, but...
It always makes me cringe when I see that Den Protector and Coco on the same list.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
It is a bit of a nombo, right?
It's a bit of a nombo, and looks he's going to go for it anyways.
But this is good. It gives you a positive attack again.
I wonder if you... I don't know. Do you want the Mystic, though? It's
No.
Like, more mana is more mana. Like a 2-1...
So here's the trade, offering the trade to draw a card.
If you're a most spot, you take every trade you can.
Yep, and I assume for Mo, this is probably a Den Protector.
Yeah, if you can do that and get
So if
value
he can
off
flip it up and get
Yeah.
something, then he's way ahead.
Yep.
Like if he gets that and a board wipe or a language or something and punishes him again. I was like, you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
It's got to be one of the two, right?
Yeah.
There's no other alternative, so... we know it wasn't a Stratus Dancer because he didn't flip it up and counter the Coco, so...
So Mo's was a Den Protector. We'll see what he's getting, what he wants to get back.
Getting back that Crux.
Yep.
Which is going to draw Tyler another card.
One more card, yeah.
So we're going to net 2 off this. He's too good to touch it with his fingers.
Yeah.
Let's use that token.
And did Tyler
But
remember to draw his card? He did not. He missed his Grim Horsepex trigger.
which is the whole reason to attack.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately.
And if, like, the issue too is, like, if, let's say he kills a Grim Hair Specs, he doesn't need to waste, because he can take 2 for a turn, right?
Sure.
Now, his mana is a little tight.
Tyler should have 3 cards in hand if Mo board wipes here, right? But
No, well, he doesn't get one from the Grim. He doesn't trigger
no,
it.
but he should have drawn one off from the other one. So he should, in theory, he should be
Oh,
up to
yeah,
3
yeah,
cards,
sorry, 3
but-
cards in total, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant 3 cards, yeah.
No.
Yeah, 3 cards in hand, so it looks like there's going to be an Ashiok, maybe? Now, I believe he does have Resolve, yeah. There is a Dissolve in Mo's hand, so...
So let's see.
Another
Gonna start
Thoughtseize.
with Thoughtseize.
And there goes
Showing
Lily,
the Lily.
I think.
Yep.
I hope.
Could be the Nissa.
Could be.
Here's
And
the
he's gonna go
Crux.
for the Crux.
Clean up the
Let's see if he
mess.
remembers.
Yeah, I remember
He
this time.
flipped, And...
Pointed to it, gets to draw one.
So if you're in Mo's shoes...
You're dead to a rally?
No, but is there any reason to do it in that order rather than the opposite order, where you thought he's after you get him to draw a card? Maybe he forgot too, then. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible. Because I definitely think you want to play it right after, and then you have an option.
I think you're right, although, like, there might be some argument just for knowing what's going on before you board wipe.
But I mean, are you
Like-
that worried about counter spells or anything?
No.
Like, I mean, if you're gonna take the card, you're gonna take the card if it's that one in his hand.
Sure.
But it's just like you're just basically denying yourself a shot at the other card, which ended up being irrelevant. So it would have been a Lily anyways. And now Bo's getting into more of a comfortable seat because he's got a
Sure.
Dissolve in his hand that he can sit on, and this is Ashiok.
And man, if we look back at this game,
Well, it's another
there's
morph.
a turn where it could all have been done, right?
Yeah,
Like,
if he would have Coco'd at the end of that one turn instead of passing.
or even if he had waited to downfall.
Yeah, we waited to tempo.
Could
Yeah.
have gotten him.
But I think you're right in that, and it wasn't necessarily a horrible misplay on his
No,
part.
I don't think
It
so.
was
It
just
was
a
just
different line he took.
a different line.
Yeah.
He was playing around a totally different card than the one that Mo had,
Yeah.
right?
That's
And
yeah.
Feed the Clan isn't exactly a card that comes up every day that you think to play around, but in this case, it was the one card he had to. Yeah, so his draw was. I think our table spotter saying his draw was collected company. And so he's saying if he hadn't missed that trigger, then he would have drawn company off from the board wipe and been able to company on that end step.
Yep, and the little
And
edges.
that's what we talk about though. Magic, the games of Magic aren't lost in like single turns or actions rarely. It's in small mistakes or small sequencing errors that add up to eventually a point that you can't overwhelm, like you can't fix
Yeah.
the advantage that your opponent has accrued.
Well,
And
you never know when something's going to be crucial, right?
yeah,
A missed point is going to be very crucial.
but it's a lot in the
trigger.
same way that you win. You don't win in one turn. You win in Magic by slowly accruing advantage by making the correct play over and over and over and over again. It's rarely ever like a huge blowout play that just wins you the game. It's just playing correctly over and over and over again.
So looks like we're going to be flipping. Nope, we're going to be playing a Cedar Wayfinder
Yeah,
Zone.
MVP.
So Mo is starting to develop a board here.
Yeah, and he's about one dig through time away from absolutely loving life, right?
Yeah. Well, he's hanging around, right?
Oh yeah,
He's hanging around.
this
He's
game's
getting-
far from over.
And he's got a Dissolve in his hand, so...
So Tyler's going to be a little sad if he tries to Coco and it doesn't happen.
Well, I don't know if he'd be sad, because he's going to get Mo to tap out, right? And Mo's getting aggressive now. That's when you know the tables will start to really
Yeah.
turn. When Mo is confident enough that he's going to want to attack.
So like, Tyler's still not dead.
Oh,
He can try to Coco.
No.
If
I
Coco
think
doesn't
he's
resolve,
still-
he can still
still
draw a
ahead.
rally and still win. Like
oh yeah.
it's
That's what I mean. Like, this is the turn you get a Coco, and then hope to draw something relevant, and then he can't counter.
or even like a Den Protector to get back your Coco to bring back your Raptors, and then like we have a game again, right?
Yep. Because if he gets to untap and pull something out with his Den Protector, it's gonna be tough for him to come back because he's slowly Mo's starting to catch up, right, on all the value
For sure.
and with all these Den Protectors and stuff.
So 16-4.
So looks like he didn't pull his trigger and turn.
Or he didn't draw it.
Yeah, I don't know if he drew it.
Yeah.
He's got a Confluence, I know, in his hand. Yeah, he got
Looks
two
like
lands.
double land. Yep.
Yep. So he's run out of gas. Yep, and yeah, you had to know that was coming
Yeah.
because there's no way that Mo's going to take any damage,
No.
especially when it trades on the table. So now it looks like Mo's finally turned the corner. Now he might not know that, but we know that.
Yep.
And that's all that matters. Yep, that confident swing is going in.
Yeah. So that means if you're Mo, you have.
Now, do you think
something
Mo
here.
is maybe not as familiar with the deck because he's very hesitant to ever tap out at any point in the game?
Yeah. No. Mo doesn't know exactly what he's playing up against.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't if you didn't watch Star City Games
No.
coverage for that
You
one
have
exact
to know,
weekend.
Yeah, you have to know what the interaction is, and when it's bad to let them instant speed rally versus when it's good to let them instant speed rally. All Mo knows is that when Tyler rallies, bad things usually happen.
Yeah.
So if he never taps out and never keeps the dissolve shield down, he'll always be safe. Because the nice thing about the rally from Mo's standpoint is that he can't rally on a turn, untap, do something because they're going to get exiled.
Sure.
So he can a value rally, sack
Yep.
a bunch of creatures, draw a bunch of cards, but he can't actually just kill you from it
No, it's
because
true.
they're going to get exiled. So
So T saying Abzan Rally just isn't as good as it looked. I tested at least 50 games against it, and it was brutal.
So the Anafenza came down, and the downfall came down.
Yeah, gonna drop that downfall hammer.
Yeah.
And Mo just seems happy just to
Keep these more.
plink away at this. So that's got to be a, you got to assume that it's got to be a counter there, right? No
Yeah.
dent protector under that guy.
No.
Just one little dancer waiting to catch a beautiful rally.
If that's the case, he's got 2 counter spells then
Yeah.
to protect him from any kind of shenanigans here. And Tyler's just drawing more lands.
Yep.
So isn't this kind of what we said had to happen almost for Mo to have a good chance of this?
Yeah. Tyler has 9 lands in play. Only 20 in the deck.
Yeah.
I assume some are in the bin.
So Mo's finally getting a little.
A little bit aggressive.
Yeah, he's getting a little aggressive. He's tapping 6 mana. Play his
Drifting Death,
Yep.
which is fine. Speeds up the clock a little
He
bit.
did, but he kind of
Makes it
gave
a
Mo a
two-turn
window
clock.
though. So Mo went like instant and a turn like Coco into like something else. Like
Sure, yeah. If Tyler had gas in his hand,
yeah, he's
then
just
Mo could really get punished.
yeah,
here.
he's just making it look like he had a weak hand.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, he does just have a weak hand. So unfortunately for Tyler, you can't really take advantage of
No.
this tap out.
Looks
like
like
the Husk.
Shade Husk, yeah.
The Husk is down.
Ain't nobody got time for that, though. Husk ain't doing nothing right now.
It's funny, the Husk, he tends to come out. He's such an innocuous looking card, but when he shines, he really shines.
Yeah.
Like he's been in standard before in decks that have been tier 1, where they just kill you with a giant Husk.
Yeah, he's a card that's made better by all the cards around him.
Yep.
By
Yeah.
himself, really bad.
Oh yeah.
Cards around him, amazing.
Yeah, but you can't abuse his ability, then it's not so good.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
And there's the Mogus's Marauder he was looking for.
yeah. It reminds me a lot of Soren in that way as a Planeswalker. In that, when he has a bunch of guys around him, he's phenomenal. By himself, not really that great.
Not that great, no.
Neg 2, make a 2/2, not really what you wanted to do for 4 mana.
No, especially if you're chump blocking.
Yeah, but if you have a huge board out in front of him, you play it, it's like game over, windmill slam, right? Allows you to be very, very aggressive. So just the Drifting Death coming in.
Yep, and now Tyler's got a 2 front attack from Mo with the Planeswalker and the creatures coming.
Yeah.
And he only has a lowly Nantuko Husk on the board.
Yep. Swing for 2.
And Tyler's had a place at a Sansep's Citadels in play for a while.
Yeah.
I just noticed that on the board.
So Mo decided to take it down to 2.
Yep, he doesn't seem to care.
He's not afraid of anything.
He's like, yeah, attack me. Bring it.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me. I'm just going to attack you back.
Tyler checking out the yard, seeing what's in there, just in case I draw something amazing.
So, do you think Mo is going to minus this turn? Just to put another creature, another body into play?
If Mo minuses and brings out the haste, then he just wins here if Tyler has nothing, right?
Yeah.
Tyler's left himself open to that attack.
Yep, Stratus Dancer's getting the counter. So you know that's serious business.
But like that's something he didn't even have to do though.
No,
he
that's
could
because
just-
he wants to get aggressive, right?
Yeah, but he could just bring back the Marauder
Yeah.
and then swing for 3/5/7 with the face down, and then if Tyler has removal, he can flip it up to stop it.
Yep.
Now, I think this is a case if he has so much in his hand that
Yeah, he feels
it
comfortable.
might not matter, but
swinging in, and then he's like, "Yeah, I got the Ugin for you."
Ugin, yeah.
Ugin,
GG,
you
no
bro.
re.
Ugin, you bro. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a
So Mo
2-1 win for Mo.
winning
I'm
2-1
shocked.
in a match that almost seemed unwinnable.
Look on your face tells me you're shocked.
Man, it's hard to believe because I don't think
Even
that,
our spotter John put 2-1 Tyler because he is
Yeah.
shocked that Mo was able to take that one down.
Yeah, I don't think Sultai Control has that great of a game in this matchup, but there were
No.
some lines and some turns where opportunities were missed, and that's how Magic games are lost.
Yep.
So I think the game was easily like winnable, but
And Tyler bricked a little bit.
yeah, got into
His powers
some
of
heavy
drawing
land
lands
draws.
sort of took over. So